Chun Li. The name Chun Li means spring beauty in English. Early official sources from the early 90s indicate that Chung was Chan Li's title, although it's worth noting that this is no longer the case. At the age of 5, Chun Li watched her first Chinese classical play, Beijing Opera, and her first film, starring Bruce Lee, which captivated her and became part of the reasons that led her to practice martial arts. She started learning Tai Chi, although it differed significantly from the graceful movements she remembered from Beijing Opera. Shortly after, her father Durai introduced her to Hong Kong martial arts and various basic training exercises. Since then, Chun Li rapidly improved her skills in Chinese self-defense arts. She predominantly uses kicks in combat, a skill she inherited from her father, who was said to have legendary legs. She then learned a variety of fighting styles, including Chinese self-defense arts, capoeira, karate, and taekwondo, creating her unique fighting style. At the age of 18, Chun Li became determined to find her missing father. Following his footsteps, she became a drug investigator in the International Criminal Police Organization, Interpol, also known as ICPO, working as an investigator against the Shadaloo organization. Chun Li was known as Black Sheep, investigating the organization's drug and weapon trafficking while dealing with numerous Interpol agents under Shadaloo's influence. She formed a friendship with an old teacher and a friend of her father, Jen, who provided her with information about the possible murderer of her father within the organization. Chun Li later confronted the organization's leader, M. Bison, demanding answers about her father's fate. He quickly attacked her, warning her that if she attacked again, he would kill her just as he did her father. With tears in her eyes, Chun Li swore revenge. She collaborated with a member of the U.S. Air Force, Nash, to track and eliminate Shadaloo. Nash's close friend and comrade, Guile, warned him not to interfere, but Chun Li insisted that Guile leave her and Nash alone. Guile, in response, stated that he would never abandon friends in need. Bison deceived the Air Force, and the planned bombing of Shadaloo's main base was cancelled. Chun Li rushed to inform the soldiers that they had been deceived and must destroy the new base in Thailand, planting bombs around it. Meanwhile, Ryu was fighting M. Bison. Along the way, Chun Li witnessed a young girl escaping with several others, revealed to be Cammy, who were located by Ryu and fled with him. Later, Guile informed her that Nash was inside Shadaloo's base during the explosion, indicating his death in the process. Despite the initial lack of evidence to prove Shadaloo's crimes, Chun Li successfully shut down the operations of the evil organization. Chun Li received an invitation to the Second World Warrior Tournament and discovered that Bison seemingly survived the destruction of the base in Thailand. During the tournament, she and her allies managed to reach and defeat him. When Guile urged him to surrender, Bison refused and instead chose to commit suicide using all his power in a massive explosion. However, he didn't die, and Chun Li, along with the other fighters, survived. After the organization's fall, Chun Li, Guile, and Cammy were summoned to an amusement park to stop Yuri, a member of the organization, causing extreme chaos. While Guile and Cammy tried to evacuate trapped civilians, Chun Li confronted Yuri and suffered serious injuries. Guile and Cammy came to her aid after Yuri's defeat, and she recovered. Yuri escaped, and after regaining her strength, Chun Li returned to Interpol, revealing Bison and the organization's actions. She was then contacted by Abel and faced Yuri once again. Later, she confronted Viper as she hindered her investigation. In a subsequent encounter with Yuri, Chun Li attempted to arrest her but couldn't detain her despite defeating her. Chun Li is an experienced law enforcement officer with a strong sense of justice that rivals her father's. She believes strongly in protecting the innocent and saving lives. Disciplined, skilled, and courageous, she takes pride in her work as a police officer for Interpol, showing pride in her actions when saving people. Beyond her duties as a cop, she has an elegant, sweet, and feminine personality. However, Chun Li is not without flaws, as demonstrated by her competitive nature with criminals in Street Fighter. She does not tolerate those who belittle her pride as a cop. As noted by Nash and Guile, Chun Li tends to let her emotions get the best of her during her duties, nearly resulting in her death at the hands of Bison.